Hello, my lovelies. I hope you are well. Our lesson today is called The Chemistry of Life. It's our second lesson in this unit. So let's start our lesson. We'll start our lesson with question: what are atoms and molecules? What atoms? What molecules? Before talking about atoms and molecules, we all know that all living organisms and non-living organisms is made of cells. So, cell and all matters are made up of atoms and molecules. Then, cell consists of atoms and molecules. So, and then not all atoms are the same. There are 100 types of atoms that occur naturally on Earth. So, we have a lot of atoms. All the periodic table consists of atoms and elements. So these different type of atom are known as element. Each element has a unique properties, like oxygen. Let's talk about oxygen. Oxygen is called an element. So oxygen element consists of oxygen atom. Every element consists of atom. Oxygen element consists of O2. It consists of 2O, like 2O. O and another O. So let's try O and O. Each O called what? Called an atom. True. So oxygen consists of O2, O and O. Each O is called an atom, like gold element. Gold element is a shiny metal made up of what? Gold atom. So now we will know element has a unique structure. Have a unique properties. So when we talk about oxygen, oxygen is a colorless gas. Its unique properties. Okay. Gold element is a shiny metal. It's unique. So we talk about the element have a unique properties, and then oxygen O2 consists of oxygen atoms, like gold. Gold consists of gold atom. Okay. Now, an element is a substance that can't be broken down into simple substance. So, atom can't be broken. Element is an element. Atom element, oxygen element, gold element is an element. We can't break down it into simple substance. Then we'll talk about we can take care or focus on can't be broken down. It's very important. Very, very important. Then the smallest unit of an element that maintains the properties of that element called an atom. If we have oxygen, oxygen consists of a small part called O, 2O. So O is an atom. Okay, let's continue. So our human body consists of elements. Okay, so our body consists of oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, and 19 other elements. Each element have a percent in our human body. So oxygen 65%, carbon 18.5%, 65, 18.5. 9.5 hydrogen, 3.3 nitrogen, 1.5 calcium, 1 phosphorus, and 19 element as a 1.2. Okay, so please focus on the names of each element: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus. Let's try O, C, H, O, C, H, N, okay, and C, and P for pen. OCH, NCB, OCH, NCB. Please focus on it. We'll continue. As we talked about the atom and molecules, we talk about the element and atoms. So what's a molecule? Molecule is a group of atoms. When we add atom to atom to atom, so different atoms like oxygen and the hydrogen, so it's called the molecule. Oxygen and nitrogen held together by chemical bond, so they are what? Molecule, true. Like that. OHH. H2O. Water. H2O. So H2O held together by chemical bond. This is called a chemical bond. This and that called the chemical bond. So O held together by hydrogen by chemical bond, so it called the molecule. So we have water molecule is made up of one hydrogen oxygen atom and two hydrogen atom. Some molecules are made up of only one type of atom, like O2, H2, all of that. And most of molecules are made up of two or more types of atom. A compound is a substance made up of atom or two. So when we make a chemical reaction between Na and Cl, so what happened? It will form NaCl, like table salt. We all know table salt. So table salt is what? Is a compound. When we get an example about compound, we have NaCl, O2, H2O. So what's a compound? NaCl. Okay. Most molecules found in the cell are compounds. So when we talk about molecules found in cell are compound. Most molecules found in cell are compound. Compound have different properties than the element that makes them. When we talk about the element, we call it have a unique properties. No, compound have different properties than the element that makes them. Compound, when we make Na plus Cl, it make NaCl. So when we have a properties about Na and Cl, when we combine combine together, it form a compound called NaCl. So their properties is different from the properties of Na and Cl as an element. Okay, let me continue. We have some examples when we talk about our human body. Our human body need a certain type of molecules for growth, repair, and other life process. Organisms use nutrients for energy as a building material. We need a nutrients. This is very important. Nutrients. Please take care of that. Organisms use nutrients for energy as a building material. It's a building material. Our body is made up of some molecules that makes our body. Our body made from a lot of materials. So the first one called lipid. What's lipid? Lipid is a fat molecule. Our body consists of lipids, carbohydrates, protein. So lipid is a fat molecule or a molecule that has similar properties of fats. So lipid consists of a fat. Consists of what? Fats. Lipids, carbohydrates, protein. We should know what they are composed of, their examples, and their function. So lipids composed of what? Fat molecule. Okay, what their function? What's their example? Their function is to store energy. They have many jobs in cells, such as one of them is called storing energy. Fats and oils is an example. Okay, fats and oil are lipids. So in our daily life, fats and oil are lipids that store energy that an organism can use when they need it. So what's the example in our daily life to eat, like olive oil? and fish. So we know composed of fat, their function, storing energy. Example, to eat it or to find it in our daily life, olive oil and fish. They can store in our body as a fat and oil to store energy. There are another something important like lipids don't mix with water. Lipids don't mix with water. So what don't mix with water? Lipids. Let me continue. Protein. Protein is a molecule made up of smaller molecules called amino acids. So protein composed of what? Amino acids. So the first composed of amino acids. Their function. Let we discuss our function. Amino acids are used to make new protein, to build and repair body structures. So what's the importance of proteins? To build and repair body structure. And then when we eat the food high in protein such as meat, so meat is the example in our daily life. How we can get amino acid from protein? Protein rich food are broken down in our body and form amino acids. Proteins called enzymes. So what's enzymes? It's protein. What's proteins? It's enzyme. They help chemical process happen in cell. Proteins help in chemical process happen in cell. So what's carbohydrate? Carbohydrates is composed of sugars, starch, fibers. So this is the first thing. The second thing, what's their function? Their function is to store energy. Energy storage. So energy storage, and it breaks down to realize energy. So carbohydrates, its function to realize energy, to break down to realize energy. There are two types or two examples in our daily life. Table sugar as a simple carbohydrate, starch and pasta as a complex carbohydrate. So starch and pasta, table sugar as an example about carbohydrates. Their function to realize energy and energy storage. The molecules such as sugar, starch, and fiber it's composed of carbohydrates composed of sugar, starch, and fiber. So now we'll finish our part: atoms, molecules, compounds, elements. Then we'll take the second part: difference between lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and we'll start our third part with nucleic acid. Nucleic acid are molecules that carry information in cells. So we have DNA. DNA consists of nucleic acids that carry information they need. So nucleic acids, the acids that carry information in cell. Nucleic acid consists of or made up of smaller molecules called nucleotides. Called what? Nucleotides. DNA is a nucleic acid that carries information that cell need to make other molecules such as protein. So the nucleic acid help to form a protein. The order of nucleotide in DNA read like a recipe. Each nucleotide tells the cell the order of amino acid need to build a protein. So what's the importance of nucleotide? It tells the cell the order of amino acid needed to build a protein. DNA and nucleic acid help to building proteins. So what is the role or what is the importance of nucleic acid? It's to form or to carry information in cell. To form what? To form proteins. So what's the importance of nucleotide? Nucleotide in DNA reads like a recipe. Each nucleotide tells the cell the order of amino acid need to build the protein. Okay, we'll continue. What are phospholipids? Phospholipids, all cells, are surrounded by a cell membrane. So we all know cell, their structure, their diagram. We talked about that the first 2 weeks. So what is the phospholipids or what are phospholipids? All cells are surrounded by a cell membrane. The cell membrane, what is the importance of the cell membrane? It helps to protect the cell, like our skin, we talked about that. A lipid that contain phosphorus is called phospholipid. So if we have a lipid, we all know lipids are fats and don't mix with water. It's a function to store energy, like fats, oils, and we can find it in olive oil and fish. So lipids that contain phosphorus is called phospholipid. It's a unique structure or a unique diagram. We will see its diagram. So phospholipids form much of the cell membrane. Phospholipids is to help to form of a cell membrane. The head of the phospholipid molecule is attracted to water and the tail repel water. So there is one attract water and there another part repel water or push it away because there is water inside and outside the cell. The phospholipids form a double layer. One layer lines up, okay, lines up so that the head faces the outside of the cell. Okay, the second part lines up so the head face inside the cell. So we have two parts outside the cell. This is the one layer. One layer start with O and outside start with O. The second layer is called inside the cell. The tail from the both layers each other forming the cell membrane. So the tail of each part form a cell membrane. It's okay. If we continue. Molecules such as water are regulated into and out of the cell through the cell membrane. So water regulates into and out of the cell through what? Through the cell membrane. Let we continue. So why water is important? What's important of water? Many cell processes require water. Okay, water is an important nutrient for life. Is there anyone can live without water? No, it's definitely no. No one can live without water. So water is an important nutrient in our daily life. We have cells. Our body have many cells. So it requires water. Water moves through a cell membrane by a process called osmosis. So what's osmosis? It's a process. We will talk about that in details in our class. So water moves through a cell membrane by a process called osmosis. Depend on what? Depend on concentration of water inside and outside the cell. Concentration of water. So depend of what? Depend on concentration of water. Water moves into and out of the cell from areas of high concentration to low concentration. So what's osmosis? Osmosis is to move water in and out of the cell from an areas of high concentration to low concentration. Too little water in. Okay, we have two processes. Too little water shrink. Too much water bursts. So too little water shrink. Too much water is burst. Then, what are phospholipid structure? We will know what is the structure of the phospholipid. Phospholipid consists of hydrophilic head. Okay. It's called hydrophilic head. This called hydrophilic head. This is the red one called hydrophilic head. Hydrophobic is this the tail. It's a yellow one. It's a hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic tail. And this is the phospholipid bilayer. It consists of two layers. This is called the tail linked together. The tail linked together to form a phospholipid. So we have two bilayer, intracellular and extracellular. This diagram is very important. I will ask you in this diagram. It's very important. Hydrophilic head, hydrophobic tail. Please take care. Hydrophobic. There is difference. It consists of phospholipid bilayer. We have a two-cellular, extracellular, and intracellular. Okay. And now we've finished our lesson. If anyone needs any question, please tell me.